All right, so in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take a Rhino drawing. I have some plans and sections from a project that we're going to export from Rhino to Illustrator. And we want to make sure that these are sent, printed to scale. So I'm going to show you how to do that by setting up a layout. In Rhino, setting up a layout is kind of a two-dimensional page layout that you can export. You can either print it, or in this case, we're going to export it as a PDF with vector lines to Illustrator so that we can print this to scale. So I have a drawing. This is two-dimensional. So if I look at this in 3D, you'll see all these drawings are two-dimensional. All right. So I'm going to go back to top view. Now I could either go file print. So I'll show you this kind of in a couple ways. So if I file print, I can save this as a PDF. I'll set the size to 11 by 17 and make sure to check vector output. And with vector, it's going to output as vector lines that can be scaled without losing any resolution in Illustrator. So make sure if you're ever printing lines and you want to be able to scale them up, or you don't want any aliasing, you want to use vector as a format. You can use display color or print color. It's good to export these lines in color so that if you import them in Illustrator, you can select by color. So if you've been layering, if you've been setting up your layers based on color, you can control them easily in Illustrator. So I would maybe do print color. Set the window that you want. So I'm going to go to window, select this region. And it says change scale to fit area. For now, I'm going to say yes. But I'm going to scroll down because the scale that I want to print this, let's see, 1/16 is too small. I'm going to set this to maybe 1/4 inch. And that scale looks right. So what it's doing is it's going to scale the drawing, assuming I've been drawing this and modeling it at real life scale. So a foot is 1 foot in model space. Now when I print it, I can just change the scale here so that it prints at the appropriate scale. So 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. That means there's 1 inch is 4 feet, or 1/4 inch is 1 foot. All right, so that scale looks good. And I'm going to export this. So I'm just going to hit print. So that's one method. And this method is perfectly fine. There's another way to do this where we create a layout. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. All right, so once it's printed this, we now have a PDF. I can then open this in Illustrator. And I just printed this on a landscape tabloid size, 11 by 17 landscape. Make sure to, so I'm going to open this. So you'll see that now all of this line work, it's rotated, but all this line work is editable. I can select each of these. I can zoom in as far as I want. These are all vectors, so these can be edited. To rotate this view, I want to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. So I'm going to go to View, Rotate View, -90, and that'll rotate the entire artboard and content. 90 degrees. All right, so now that I've imported this into Illustrator, all of these lines can be edited. It's all on the same layer, which isn't great, but you can select by color, you can select by line weight, you can select by fill. So you can use that to help differentiate different layers. So this insulation, I can select this and say select same stroke color, not fill color. Select same stroke color, and then I can Control X to cut it, create a new layer, lock the old. With that new layer, Control F to paste in place. And so now that insulation is on this layer that I can turn on and off easily. And if I want to select everything on that layer, I select this little circle to the right. Okay, so that lets me select everything that's on that layer. And so you can do this for various line weights. Let's say I want to select everything, unlock this, select everything that's that line weight, select same stroke weight. So this is everything that has a heavy line that I'm cutting through. Control X, new layer, lock these so it doesn't get confused. Control F, and now that line work is on this layer that I can toggle. So with that, you can select everything that's on that layer. You can change the line weights. You can, do a live paint. A lot of editing can be done here. All right, so that's one way to export from Rhino. The other way is to create a layout. And so you've probably wondered what all of these are if you've never used them, but these are all different layouts. You can create a new one by just typing layout, enter. You can set the page size. Again, I'm going to go with 11 by 17 landscape. Set it to landscape, and we'll call this section print. Make sure it's set to Adobe PDF and hit OK. And what it's doing is it's creating a two-dimensional spread. And I could, if I had told it to create 4 details, it would give me 4 kind of view windows. With these view windows, I can double click in them, zoom in, double click to get out. Let's create another layout just as an example. So if I had told it, give me 4 details, now I have 4 kind of windows that I can set up. So let's say I have my floor plan in this one, double click. This is perspective. I want to be in top view. So I will set this view to top and then zoom in on the section that I did. Double click to get out. So this gives you different views. Again, set this to top. So I can have a kind of a multi-spread print by doing this. So if you have a detail of the project you want to zoom in on, as well as showing it in plan and section, this is a good way to create multiple spreads. If I wanted to show the roof plan here. And you'll notice I was just kind of zooming in arbitrarily. If you select these, on the right here, this is a scale it's showing you. So right now this is just whatever scale that I was zooming. Let's say I wanted to go 1/8 inch scale. I would set this to 8. So 1 inch on the page equals 8 feet in the model. So that's 1/8 inch scale. You can double click on this. Actually, just single click. So this is a polyline that I can edit. So if I wanted to change the size of this kind of view, this detail border here, I can scale it that way. But I'm just going to single click, set this to 1/8 inch scale, single click, 1/8 inch. I wouldn't recommend doing your boards this way, but this is a useful tool to print multiple views of something in Rhino. You can use a 3D view as well. So again, I can print this, but same thing, I can print this layout. So Control P, I'm going to make sure the viewport is set. So right now this is page 10. But since I've already set the scale in the viewport, I don't need to change. I don't need to print it to scale, right? This doesn't need to be 1/4 inch. This is going to be 1:1 because the scale is already set. So I set this to 1:1, and now it's going to print at the appropriate size. And like before, I'm going to keep this at vector, print color, size, ledger. We're going to set this to 11 by 17, landscape, PDF, 1:1, and now we can print for detail layout. So if you need to print something quickly and kind of look at it, or maybe you're doing an entire presentation in Rhino and you don't want to spend time going into other software, this is one method to do it. Rhino has a whole suite of drafting tools that you can use for this purpose, and you can do hatches and line weights and all that in Rhino. It can be difficult, but it's certainly doable. So again, in this case, I had everything drawn two-dimensionally. It was all flat on the XY plane. If you're showing a model in 3D, you could also have a 3D view in one of these viewport, in one of these details. So it's giving us a preview of that PDF. And again, this is all vector. So I can open this up in Illustrator. Same thing, I'm going to have to rotate it. I'm going to set that to landscape, hit escape, Control A to select everything. I hold Shift to lock it at 90 as I rotate. And you'll see. And again, I'm cutting this off. This isn't ideal, but from here I can now edit the line weights, and I could do a live paint if I needed to. So as a recap, if I wanted to live paint this slab, I can select one of the lines, because I know they're all grouped based on their line weight, or they're all, everything that's concrete slab is going to be the same line weight. So select that, select same stroke weight. I can cut that, Control X, create it, put it on a new layer, Control F, and I can say object, live paint, make, and now I can live paint that slab. So if I went to live paint, is actually behind this shape builder tool, so you have to hold that down, go to live paint bucket, either set the color that you want, but now I can go in and live paint. There's other hatches that you can use for texture. So in order to get those, you have to click on this fill drop down. There's a little library menu, and go to patterns, basic graphics, textures. And this is always way too small, but you can kind of see the different patterns that we can use. So there's nothing perfect for concrete. That's more of an earth. I can barely see these. But the you can test out, different hatch patterns. Again, with concrete, there really isn't anything perfect here, but there are various patterns. If you guys have other, earth hatch and things like that, they're a little bit better. Okay. So again, I think the best option was just the solid gray. But just know that there are textures, and there's also, if I go to patterns, they also have lines as well. So various lines, line patterns. But do something that's appropriate for your drawing and matches what your goal is. You can also use, do hatches and things in Rhino. All right, so that was a multi-page layout. You can also do this for a single page layout. We were doing this one, and we wanted this to be a section. So I'm going to double click. I'm going to find my section drawing, zoom in to just get it close, and then I want to print this at 1/4 inch, so 1 to 4. So 1 inch on the page is 4 feet in the model. So that's now the right size. And again, when I print a layout, Control P, that's already been set to the right scale, I can just leave this at 1 to 1. I'm going to print it. Maybe I'll just leave this at ledger and portrait instead of 11 by 17 and landscape. Keep it vector, color, make sure it's the right view, and then hit print. And again, you don't have to use this page size. This is just what I'm using in this example. If you have larger drawings, you can use Arc E or whatever page size you need, 24 by 36 if you're printing that. All right, so in Illustrator, file open up the section, and there I have it. So again, as a PDF with vector turned on, all of this is editable. These are all vectors that can be edited. All right.